Tonight's tactical enhancement is gin with a lightly sparkling lime. Tonight we're playing Warhammer, the old world, 1,400 points, so we can get through the thing and still get enough sleep to go to work tomorrow. And I'm playing against Doug. Alright, talk us through what you've got.
We have Ogre Kingdom's army with Bruiser General.
Alright, there he is.
This guy is the battle standard bearer. His feather is the banner.
Right.
A unit of 6 Iron Guts.
Is that the unit that he's in there? The blue guys?
Yeah, with the arm and the two-handed
weapons, yeah.
3 Ogre Bulls. I brought 4 just because I can keep them together.
Oh, yep.
4 Lead Belchers.
And they're over...
These
with
the cannons. 2 Sabertoss.
Yes, very nice. Hello, Kitty.
3 Yetis. And then...
Oh, they infiltrate too, don't they?
Yeah, if you pay for an upgrade. I don't think I've done that though, but I do have a Gorger who I have paid, and he will infiltrate.
Is he a scout, or is he going to come in off in the back line?
I think I've got him as a scout. I'll check that.
Right, yeah.
And then I have a Stonehorn, which is this
Yes.
chonker.
And is anyone riding that?
Yes, by default. With that model though, because they did solo rules for it in Storm of Magic, and I tend to not play Ogre Kingdom, so I wanted it as a neutral beast, so that's why I didn't officially put any ogres on him.
So we'll just assume there's a bloke on it.
Yeah, 2 blokes apparently. I reread the book, so they've changed it, yeah.
Alright, well that'll be nice. Okay, that's not a lot of stuff. I thought my army was small. Okay. It's going to hit fucking hard though. That'll be nice.
I hope so.
Now, these miniatures that are non-G-dub, talk us through who these guys are.
So I'll go with him first. So this is a dire troll from the Hordes range, Privateer Press. So I always like their Troll Bloods range, of which these are. And given that they've got heavy armor and 2 hand weapons or great weapons, it kind of fit the bill for Iron Guts. And because I've got a bunch of these guys and I haven't painted up my Iron Guts, I just thought I'll bring these guys because I prefer to play with painted models, but I do need to finish the basing on these guys.
Nice.
But I've got the movement tray for them being 4 across.
Oh, yep.
Actually, my Tomb King's movement tray where the skeletons have had to make way for the big fellas.
Righto.
And then, yeah.
Sweet. Alright, and then over here, I'm bringing Dwarfs. Can't remember the last time I played them, but I played against Sean's recently. And I thought, well, I'll get him out for this crack. Because it's 1,400 points, it's a slightly different configuration to usual in that I've only got units of 19 Dwarf. I've taken to doing big ones of 23 to 24, but 19 today, and I'm pretty sure I gave them all great weapons, as well as the hand weapon and shield. I'll double check that. And we've got 10 handgunners with shields, because then they basically get 3+ in the armor in the melee. And then I've got 11 iron breakers. Backup unit, organ gun, cannon, gyro with a clatter gun, and then I've got just a Thane level character. He's got 4+ ward save, plate, shield, great weapon if he wants to use it. Standard bearer, plate, shield, hand weapon, and then I've got a rune smith with plate, shield, and great weapon. Now I think for the standard bearer, I'll check this in a minute, but I reckon he's got the thing which gives the unit a 5+ ward, including him. And any units within 6 inches have 6+ ward against shooting only. And that's it. It's not a lot. I've toned down the runes to be able to pack in a decent line because it's looking a little thin on the beards front. It's going to be an interesting fight. Alright, so we'll deploy and we'll check in after that. Alright, deployment is complete, and on the Ogre side we have a lovely line with some standard infantry on the flank, the Death Star, Stonehorn, God help us, big beastie that he is, shooters, some more monstrous infantry over there, and those scrappy little buggers over there who I think get, well, one of these units gets its advanced move, right?
These guys.
Okay, so they'll shuffle forward in a minute. Then of course this guy's 12 inches away from the chopper on the flank of my line. Now, for the dwarfs, we've got a big brick here anchored by the buildings, which may not have been a smart thing to do, but I just like the look of them because, you know, infiltrators could have gone around there, I suppose. Now that I think about it. Another block of infantry. Now this has got the army standard bearer, this block's got the general, and this block's got the runesmith. I don't think there's any magic, so he's just going to look pretty while he wallops things with the hammer. Then a gun line over here. It's always tricky trying to make the gun line fit with the actual combat line in the dwarf army now that it has to be more extended. But I think the way that the lines are sorted out, that won't be too much of a problem. I put the gyro out here on the flank, which I think also gets the thing to fly, Vanguard, but I'm not going to bother using it. And that's about it. So nice tight little tidy game today. Let's roll the dice and see who gets first turn.
Should I do my Vanguard?
Yeah.
I got one.
Alright, well, do your Vanguard and then I'll take the first turn and we'll check in after that. End of dwarf turn 1, fairly quick. Move this guy up a little bit to get close range of this guy. Fired, didn't do anything to it. Move this lot up at the double because why not? And the handgunners took a wound off of these. The cannon took 2 off the stone horn. It would have been 3, but it's got a thing which reduces multi-wound wounds by 1. So it took 2 off instead of 3. So that's interesting to know. And then I fired the organ gun at these chaps and actually rolled quite well without exploding. It's good. It's a good turn with my artillery if nothing blows up. Blew away 1 and slightly annoyed his mate. So that's that for the dwarfs turn 1. We'll move into the ogres turn 1. End of turn 1 ogres, and they're looking close, I have to say, but just outside 9 inches.
Oh no, I think I am within, but you'd need a 6.
Oh, right, so just within 9 inches. All right.
Yeah, so you can.
All right. I'm going to have a bit of a think about what to do about that. I might have to do some cunning manoeuvring. Because that fight is coming whether I want it or not. Now these guys moved to double instead of shooting. These guys just moved up fast, and I forgot how fucking fast these things are. And that little git there, look at him, he's right in my face. He's going to kill my cannon. Well, I'm going to canister the fucker and see if they can sort him out. But yeah, if he doesn't get him, somebody else will. So, on that note, I better go into the dwarf turn 2 and see if I can fend off this nonsense or at least reduce the impact. End of dwarf turn 2. Now the good news is I managed to move up here in such a way as to prevent them from getting their impact hits against my guys by being within 3 inches. I wasn't quite sure where to put this fella, so I moved him up behind because I think something might crash through and I want to have a backup line there for when that happens. And these guys are far enough away, I'm not worried about them for another turn yet. We shot the cannon at this, knocked another 2 wounds off, which was pretty good. Then I got my first misfire for the day when I tried to finish it off with this chap, who rolled a misfire. I got 8 shots on the other dice, but it meant I was hitting on 6s instead of 5s, so that was a bit useless. I manoeuvred the handguns and wheeled them back a little bit to put shots onto them, but obviously I didn't get as many, having moved. I needed 6s to hit again. Now, here's where it gets silly. I charged this with a gyro thinking, he won't kill the gyro, I'll knock a wound or 2 off, he'll knock a wound or 2 off, and we'll still be in the fight, and it'd block these guys from charging. But did that happen? No. The gyro did nothing, he whiffed all over the place. This guy knocked off 2 wounds, which...
You have 5 attacks, including the frenzy, and hit with all of them.
Hit 5 times.
The weapon skill 3, so that's
and he's -2 on the armour as well, so he did very well. And and then he, of course, I rolled 11 for the leadership test for the gyro out in the flank, and it just fucked off. Well, actually, it didn't go off the table. It fell back 6 inches using swift stride, and then this thing chased 8 inches using swift stride. So too clever for my own good there. But the game goes on. We'll now go into turn 2 for the Ogres. End of Ogres turn 2, I think it was. This guy came wandering through the forest after smashing a helicopter out of the sky. These guys charged the cannon and smashed them straight on the way in. These guys moved in. These guys moved up to get close range shot and fired strength 5 with the handgunners and actually killed one. That was fun. Now over here, the Stonehorn charged into these guys. Killed, I think, 6. Something of that nature anyway. I did make quite a few saves though. Ward saves, armor saves. Actually, no, I think it was 4 that died in the end.
But yeah, that ward save.
Yeah, it would have been quite a bit more otherwise. Would have been, yes, the ward save saved about 3 of them. Then over there, the unit of balls and this rather embarrassed unit here of the great weapons and all of that with the general and the standard bearer, they both charged into that unit of dwarves who don't have wards. So he issued a challenge with the general. I took it with the champion, thinking I'll just reduce the number of wallops that my unit takes. The general proceeded to whiff and not do a thing to the champion, although the champion actually got his armor saves because you're using magical weapons, but they don't really have much AP. I'm using hand weapon and shield combo. What that meant is my champion survived and the general's attacks just did nothing to the combat res. My champion whiffed in return, but we weren't expecting that much from him.
No, I mean, yeah, he did pretty good.
Then in the fight, these balls actually walloped a few guys. I lost about 4 all up. The standard bearer from that unit only had 1 attack because he wasn't in base contact, but he's still in the fighting rank. And then the last, I think, 1 or 2 blokes who got their full attacks didn't do very much. So I only lost 4 guys out of this unit. It was amazing. The fact that I started on a 3+ armor save was brilliant. Then I won basically on rank count because this is a close order unit, and that last rank gave me a +1 bonus.
Yep.
The bulls stuck around, even though they're beneath half wound count now. But the this unit fled, as in outright fled, even including the reroll with the standard bearer. Actually, we need to work out what happens to your standards, whether they get dropped. Actually, I won't fuck about with that. It's too much like hard work at the moment. But anyway, they now have to rally, turn around, and then come back later.
Because of the lack of impact hits and because I charged, so didn't get my supporting attacks,
right.
That was well played. So it was pretty much couldn't have gone better in that particular one for the dwarfs, I think.
That's right. Moving up within 3 inches gave me a running chance, and then your terrible dice gave me the rest of the chance. Over here, of course, you charged in and you actually killed 3 in the charge. Then the Stonehorn did a shit-ass job, only hit like once. The guys on top did a pretty good go. So yeah, I wasn't so lucky there. But fortunately, I put the ward save on this unit, and that kept them... we still lost by 1 when we figured it all out. But yeah, I think there's 3 or 4 guys there who are only alive because of the ward.
Yeah, the Stonehorn back in the other day used to have... 6 attacks is down to 4 now in this edition, so it's not as...
Everything in this edition is toned down for everybody, which makes it better.
Except he's more expensive than he used to be, so I'm not sure how.
Well, those impact hits are really powerful, so...
He had them before as well. But anyway, that's good to know, though.
Everything in this game is toned down, which I think makes it a much more tactical game.
I think he's picked up a rider, though. I reckon he used to have 1 rider.
Oh, okay.
I could be wrong, though.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, anyway, we'll go into Dwarfs turn 3 by the sound of things, and check in after that. End of Dwarf turn 3. I was about to say it's going swimmingly, but that might be pushing my luck a bit. Some things have worked. Now, with my Dwarf gunnery here, I was trying to work out what would work, and I figured it's no guts, no glory. I've got to do something crazy. I charged them, even though they're a bit off to the side. I didn't have to wheel in order to connect both. Because they're skirmishes, they have to form up for me. But instead they ran away. So they ran directly away from me. And I rolled really high. I didn't want this to happen. But what happened is I ended up connecting with the Ogres. In the fight we did a wound each. So I lost a guy, they took a wound. They actually lost because I've got a standard. But then it went back 2 inches. I then proceeded to blast these chaps at a minus because they had some partial concealment. I still rolled reasonably well, enough to cause a panic test, and they fucked off.
Yeah, killed one full dude.
I did. I killed three with an organ. It's a close range with an organ gun. Can't complain. It didn't blow up, so I really can't complain. That thing is still going to make a nuisance of itself. Don't have enough stuff to deal with every threat. Over here, we fought the Stonehorn. I thought about it, and I decided to keep the sword and shield in order to preserve my forces instead of going the great weapon to really thoroughly kill it off. But then it would have gone first, and then I might have lost attacks, etc., etc. So naturally, he only killed one dwarf, and we were hitting back at strength 3, so we did very little to it. So it's lost one wound, so I did get a couple of boxcars in there. But the bottom line is it's still there. So, I played the odds and they went strangely, but I pushed it back a couple of inches. Over here, we fought the last 2 ogres, and unsurprisingly here's the funny thing, right? He challenged with his champ, so I took it with my Thane, thinking I'll try and kill him outright. I took 2 wounds off of it. We killed the other one. Now, if we just stacked the attacks on, I could have killed both, because I had surplus wounds. Then I would have been sitting still. But because there was one guy left, he had to do a morale test and he fled, so naturally we chased him. We did actually manage to catch him because he rolled like 3, which you can still fail to catch with dwarfs if somebody rolls 3. And it caused these guys to run, and they got away by 1 inch. That unit, it shouldn't have run in the first place, but now that it is running, it was 1 inch away from being slaughtered outright. But that said, I did roll like 10 for my pursuit move, so I ended up moving 9 inches. So it was a bit touch and go there, but they'll rally in their next turn, and then we'll have ourselves a proper fight. On that note, it's over to Ogres turn 3, and presumably they're going to kill another cannon.
Well, there's some crucial rally rolls to make with 3 units fleeing.
Only one of them really matters, but that Gribbly there has got a clear line of sight to a cannon. So we'll check in at the end of Ogres turn 3. End of Ogres turn 3, an interesting round. These guys rallied and they came back a little. This thing did a charge at the organ gun and it made it to within 1 inch. That was so fucking close. The only thing that slowed it down was it started in the woods, and actually gets a reroll on its charge, which didn't seem to achieve very much.
No.
Now in this fight here, we completely failed to kill anything and they bumped off 2 of ours. We still have the standard though, so we only lost by 1. Morale was okay, we got pushed back 2 inches. Gonna have to do something soon though, because that's a bit of a problem. And they're not well positioned. In this fight here, I chose hand weapon shield combo again. I still lost 1 guy, but the dice were so all over the place that I probably would have killed it again if I'd chosen great weapons. But no, I didn't.
To be fair, you probably should have killed it anyway.
Yeah, statistically,
I think you had.
I had 8
hits,
wounds,
and you should have got at least 1
wounds.
6.
Which is about statistical. Yeah. Anywho, over there, this lot rallied, which is good because after they rallied, this thing rolled so badly on leadership it needed to re-roll and use the general's leadership, and we still pushed it back 5 inches. I thought I'd roll just to go after it. I didn't think I'd connect, but I rolled boxcars and went straight in. So that's the state of play. Now I've got to think about what to do with these guys. Do I hold my ground because they can't do anything except charge? Or do I charge in and hock my great weapons at them? Yeah, challenging. Actually, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to move I'm going to move to within 1 inch so that you don't get any initiative bonus when you charge. Might have to check how the rules work on that.
I think we're basically 1 inch anyway.
Yeah, we are 1 inch apart. Then again, you can't really get closer than 1 inch to an enemy without charging them. So if you charge, you will still get +1 initiative.
Oh, okay.
Alright, well, lots of things to consider. We shall worry about that in a moment. We will check in after Dwarf turn 4. So Dwarf turn 4 has been an exercise in nearly but not quite. Over here, I don't know if I don't think you killed anything, but I bumped off one. And that was enough to cause them to test, but they rolled really well, pushed back slightly. I did move them up because I need to start making themselves useful. This thing blazed away and I rolled 2 10s on the dice. Fantastic. Rolled lots of hits and then I completely whiffed the fucking wounds. That thing should have been blasted.
Should have been dead, but you still almost killed it.
Yeah, he's got 1 wound left. Oh my lordy my.
But yeah, for 20 close range shots.
That was absurd. That thing should be red mist by now. So that was annoying. Over here, we decided not to charge because whoever charges is at a disadvantage. And I realised even though I'd kill like 1 and a bit guys, I would get mauled so badly in return, it's really not worth it. That brings us to this situation. I thought, because I'm charging in, because I only get the 1 rank because I did a follow-up move of 5 inches, counts as a charge, I may as well go the great weapons and just try and bump the damn thing off before it gets to hit me back. But, of course, we whiffed 6 ways from Sunday and did nothing to it. Not a single wound out of all of that lot. In return, it bumped off a bunch of guys. The ward save helped, but I wasn't using hand weapon and shield anymore, so instead of 5+ a 5+ save, it was, yeah.
Just the 5 up.
So we managed to win on combat res, and he managed to roll really crap and still need the general to, and a reroll to pass. But god damn, that motherfucking thing is just refusing to die. I tempt fate and look what happens. Anyway, on that note, over to the Ogres turn 4. End of Ogre's turn 4. It's nearly pumpkin clock. We're deciding whether to do a turn 5 or not. This thing made its charge, but it only killed 1. I mean, and we didn't do anything back to it, but we passed our morale. Over here, these guys came barreling in. They knocked off, I don't know, 1 or 2.
On 1 only.
Yeah, I don't think I did anything to your guys.
No.
We passed our morale, got pushed back 2 inches. Over here, these guys charged in against us and actually pushed us back 2 inches. I think we used shield wall. And the reason I did that is so that you didn't go barreling in and have all your buffs on the follow-up.
There was a challenge between our 2 generals.
That's right.
And they whiffed at each other.
Yeah, neither did anything to the other guy. And over here, I went in with the great weapons again and finally bumped off that fucking monster. And it's just as well I got him, because if he did the same thing again, I wouldn't even have an extra spare rank on it. I'll turn to face because it's going to be the dwarf turn next and we get a flank charge. These guys are a little bit of a problem. If it had been the Ogres turn next, I would have turned to face them because they're just scary enough. I don't want them scratching at my buttocks. And that is the state of play at the end of turn 4. So, shall we do an extremely fast turn 5?
Your call.
Yeah, fuck it. Let's do an extremely fast turn 5.
I feel like it's kind of...
It's on a knife edge.
Trust, yeah. And it's your turn, so I figured you'd want to.
That's true. Who went first?
You.
Yes, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, well, we will check in at the end of Dwarf turn 5. End of Dwarf turn 5. Right, so we got these guys in the flank of this unit that had been fighting my shooters. The interesting thing is, the only reason that I got them, and that they hadn't redressed ranks earlier to soldier it up, was because we'd only been pushing each other 2 inches in any given direction. So these guys got them in the flank. Didn't actually kill them. Didn't kill anything here. Yeah, I think we swapped a wound or something each here. I may have bumped off something. I don't know. I can't remember. But we won on combat res. These guys fell back.
Yeah, it was the Thunderers did a hurt a Yeti.
The Thunderers hurt a Yeti. Great. Right. So the we won in combat res. These guys fell back. I think I don't know, a few inches, 5 inches. The Ogres fled. And I rolled really hard, like really high on the dwarves. They were enthusiastic and they bumped them off but then crashed into these guys. So we got a charge on them for the next turn. Swings and roundabouts on that. Over here, unsurprisingly, it polished off the last couple of cannon crew. Over here, we made the flank charge, and we did do a fair wallop of damage, but they did a lot of damage back. I was failing armor saves all over the joint. So I'm running a little bit light on dwarfs, and it was so close it came down to the musicians. So yeah, it's really quite marginal.
In the challenge, my guy whiffed once again and actually copped a win that time.
Yes, that's right. And in fact, he made some regen saves, and
one on the guys, one on the general.
Yeah, and that was part of what tipped it to be even. Otherwise, if
plus I got lucky because I killed enough that you'd lost your rank, I think.
I was whiffing armor saves all over the joint. So that was annoying, but that's the state of play. So into a very fast Ogres turn 5. Okay, into turn 5, I'm going to have to call it because it's gone pumping the clock. Let's see, over here, this guy came charging in and bumped off the last 2 handgunners. Then we bashed up the Yetis quite badly, killed one and the survivor ran. So he's fleeing on 1 wound at this point in the game. This guy, we couldn't be stuffed trying to figure out if this guy's still in contact or not. He might be, he might not be. That would determine whether we chase. But it's the end of the game, so he counts as fled anyway.
So it says here the units fleeing at the end of the battle worth 50% of the victory points rounding up.
I'll have a look at that in a moment because we go by the app. Because the app's army builder is updated with all the new rules. So these things came charging in, which really strongly influenced the outcome because you get the +2. It doesn't disrupt ranks or anything because there's only a unit strength of 4, but is enough to give a +2. And then in the fight, it was all going swimmingly. In the duel, my generals killed the Ogre General.
The Ogre General, despite attacking first every time, managed to do 0 wounds this whole battle before getting destroyed.
That little drunk bastard there's have a fabulous day. Apart from all the dead dwarves around him, because I lost 4, even though I was using hand weapon and shield. So that was most frustrating. In fact, I can't complain because I withstood quite a bit of damage until that last big flurry, and then it bumped off a few guys just at the end. So that caused me to lose, but I did okay with my morale. Leadership tests. Didn't even hit the rerolls. So at the end of it, those units are not destroyed, but one of them's down to below 25% strength, so that you will get some points for one of those units. Right, so we're going to tally up some points, and I suspect it's going to be very close. Right, so in the wash-up, the Dwarfs gave up 523 points, and the Ogres gave up 800 and a bit. Largely the difference came down to the general dying, I think, because there's quite a few points in that, because you get points for them being a general character as well as the actual model. So that was a close game. It came right down to the wire. I gave up, I think, 50% points for this unit because they were below 25% strength. That fucking Death Star unit of yours is still going strong.
Yeah, it is.
And it's a big question as to whether or not I would be able to kill them all before I ran out of dwarfs. Either way.
Probably not. I always feel that I prefer better with that guy dead. He was the one holding it back.
Oh, he did deserve it, didn't he?
Yeah, he absolutely did. I feel like they did like solidly the Iron Guts, and the BSB was solid as well.
He did a really good job bashing things up all over the place.
Okay.
Well, on that note, what have we learned?
Skull Pluckers are not a good item, and the killing blow doesn't help if you can't get any 6s and you can't get any hits. And always strikes first, not giving any actual benefit to kind of hit. In this edition means that item isn't for I think it was like 45 points, but I took it because he's a ninja and I thought thematically it kind of was fitting for him to have a chance of decapitating people.
Yeah, it's a cool miniature.
In this one, it was a very fun game. The Yeti's aura of frost actually made a difference for a change, which is great.
Had me missing and you hitting.
And of course, the big thing to remember is once you rally, you can actually do a full move, which on a unit like Sabertusk, which move 8 inches.
Yeah, that was pretty significant.
It means that, yeah, they can.
So they came running up ready to do something useful at the end of the game.
The bit about not charging being a detriment is kind of a bit weird. So we had this weird Mexican standoff where I would have been better not to charge, and so would the Dwarfs, but then that would have made for a pretty boring game.
That's true, but when you did charge, you actually got points out. I mean, I don't... Well, I know, I did QE General, but that had nothing to do with who did the charge.
No, but it just means that it's a kind of a weird thing. The Ogres are pretty weak in ranks because, of course, they lose 2 supporting attacks each.
Yeah, because they traded off for the impact hits, which I managed to stop you from getting most of the turns.
The impact hits are kind of crap, and it's only 1 per dude.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I don't know, I want to do an Ogre army one day. I've got plenty more on the go at the moment.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
A really fun game. It was great to actually use a Stonehorn. His stone body rule, or stone skeleton, whatever.
That kept him in the game.
Yep, if that had been a Thundertusk, would have actually died on turn 2. 2 direct cannonball hits, both rolling maximum wounds. Any other monster, as far as I'm aware, actually would have died, would have taken 6 wounds from that. But
and you know what? If I had not done that many wounds in the melee, I would not have beaten that thing.
Yeah, that was hilarious that he just held on.
And if I'd not beaten that, you would have polished off the rest of this unit here.
Yes.
Interesting. Yeah, a lot of things worked. A few things didn't.
Yeah.
But and my guns didn't explode. You had to kill him the old-fashioned way. That was nice.
I did, and they almost killed him. Actually, he was on 1 wound. So
my
if
lord,
they just a lucky 6 or 2, and he could have gone down.
Dice were flapping around in all sorts of weird directions. Although, to be honest with you, I can't complain. They balanced out pretty evenly in the end.
Yeah, I thought it was a very fun game. Great to do a full game, or close enough to a full game of Old World. What is it, 1.6 now, or whatever?
Whatever we're up to.
And so it's the first time I've actually done a turn 5 of Old World period, so I'm actually really chuffed to have gotten to enjoy it. It's a very fun game. I think Ogres and Dwarfs is a fun matchup with both being slow.
I've always found Ogres and Dwarfs to be really interesting. Lots of reasons why, but I shall wax lyrical another day because I need to go and get some sleep, so I've got to get up in about 7 hours.
Yeah, but I think you're safe to say you're glad that you did do that last turn, because otherwise it would have been a draw, or if not my way. But the general taking 3 wounds made, I think, stick around for the late night work.
Look, the 6th turn will still be rewarding, but we just don't have time for it.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was fun.
Great.
Thanks for coming around. Thanks for the game.
Pleasure.
If you're still watching this thing, thanks for watching. Feel free to like, subscribe, etc. About now, there'll be some thing popping up with other bits of silliness. So if you liked today's wacky shenanigans, click on something and watch some more wacky shenanigans, and encourage the algorithm. But for now, it's time to call it a night.